We used to have one person who was taking us to Canaan. And at one point, that journey went, and he told us that there were crocodiles in the river. Then he went back, and then he resurfaced again and said, now I want to go in and see if we can fight with the lion, see if we can remove the teeth. But right now, we understand maybe we would have taken a private jet to Canaan, the land of milk and honey. And there's a lot of food, and people observe table manners. But you've taken that platform to inform the Kenyans where the what the current situation is. And I was thinking of something. You know government very well, and you know who is running the government. And you're the man of truth. If you can doubt, if you find fish and a hen, cuckoo, and both of them are reporting about a sick crocodile, who would you believe? You believe the fish. So this is the fish sitting right here. This is the fish. Because you, Your Excellency, you can tell us about the sick crocodile because you've been in the water. You're telling us the truth. But this is what is important, though. You're working with a very good group of people right now in the United Opposition. His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, George Natembea, Dr. Fred Matiang'i, Martha Karua. We have to look at history, where we come from. If we look at 1992, before elections or a year before elections, people were very excited. We had Kennedy Matiba here, we had Mwai Kibaki, Masinde Muliro before he died, and all those people. Those people in opposition, those who fought for opposition were quite a number of people. That's when our nation becomes very important than one individual. Everyone thought they had a shot. Matiba went on his own, Mheshimiwa Mwai Kibaki went on his own, and you know what happened. So the only appeal we make to Your Excellency, because it seems like you are the one who has a lot of energy, you're fearless in that team. Make sure that you don't disintegrate. The unit of purpose is very important. And once this unit of purpose, the enemy goes on attack, you try to pull one person, and you know very well who you're fighting. The guy in office, you've told us before, he's sitting on our money, so he'll try to buy this person and this person. Please, as you sit on that table every time, remind each other that you have to be leaders of integrity. Now, our hope as Kenyans is on you. Now you're the captain, you're the team leader. So as you go around the nation, talking to cousins, talking to in-laws, tell your team that you have to be united. You don't have to give us all your cards on the table. There are things we don't need to know, but you guys on the table need to know. And also on the other side, we see at times people trying to cross over, try to join you guys. Some people may be coming over to work and see your strategy and the report, because the other side can put people on payroll. They can tell people to resign their positions and cross over. So another thing, Your Excellency, here at the diaspora, umetembea, umeona tuko organized, tuko kazi zetu, tunafanya kazi, tunatuma pesa nyumbani. Tumeshikilia ile economy vizuri. Mara nyingi tunaona politicians come over here when they're nearing elections, we give them money. We need to vote. We need to vote. Most of these people here have adult children. They're people we've lived in this community together like James. We're raising adults who are over 18 who can get an ID, who can vote. But now in the United States, we have 3 centers. We have a center in Washington, a center in New York, and California. So you see how far this place is traveling from this place to this place. So when you go back home, the MPs you sit with, the people who have influence, we need to work on us voting. Yes, we give money, but we also have to exercise our constitutional right to pick who the leader is going to be. So, mwisho, this is the last point I'm going to make. You know, when all said and done and you win and you are in office, let's not trouble Kenyans about this thing of being in government. All what Kenyans needs to be is to be taxpayers. They're paying taxes, so it's you to look at your manifesto and work for the Kenyans. Hata kuna wabunge wengine wanakuja wanadanganya watu that sisi tukae serikali. The government has 3 branches: the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. Already a member of parliament is in government. They can influence, they can even impeach a president. So hawa watu wako na budget. So wakienda huko Ikulu, wanapewa pesa ingine, ile pesa wanapewa kwa budget yao, wanafanyia mambo yao. So anyway, those are the things. You keep on working with your team, and we're praying for you. And the pole sana Pastor Dolka. Unajua, wale vijana nyumbani saa zingine wanaongeanga mambo kufurahisha wale. Lakini we like, you acted like Jesus on the cross when people were throwing stones, and you know, huyu ni nani sasa kwa msalaba? Yeye akasema tu wasamee, they don't know what they do. Keep on praying for them. Yeah. Otherwise, thank you very much. Welcome.
All right. Thank you so much, our brother, Mr. Normwell. Sasa tupande mulima. Jerry wa Kinodhia, tafadhali karibu.
Your Excellency, Rigathi Gachagwa, Pastor Dorcas, I'm honored to address you. Welcome again to Midwest. My name is Miriam Jerry Karengo, and I'm here representing Michigan and Indiana. Obviously, we are here as Midwesterners. I decided to write my speech because I don't want to leave anything out. So allow me to read this. Your Excellency, the second Deputy President, I stand here today as a believer in your leadership and the promise it holds for our nation. I speak not only as a Kenyan in the diaspora, but also as one who believes in your cause, your courage, and your conviction. First, allow me to thank you on behalf of many of us here for the fearless way you have kept this administration in check. Your voice has not only brought accountability, but renewed hope to a nation that was beginning to lose its sense of truth. Kenyans can now read between the lines because of your boldness. Please don't stop. Your predicament, a blessing in disguise. Many of us were moved to tears, not out of pity, but because it brought something back to life, our faith. Your tears baptized a new political consciousness in Kenya. You reminded us of John the Baptist, a lone voice in the wilderness, preparing the way for a better Kenya. But Your Excellency, we also know that Kenya cannot move forward using the same old wineskins. The cycle of recycled politicians has held us back for too long. Come 2027, if God grants you the platform, we urge you, open the doors to young, vibrant, and untainted minds. Let your legacy be sealed, not just in rhetoric, but in reform, by revolutionizing who gets to lead. Allow me to speak now on behalf of the Kenyan in diaspora. There are thousands of us, skilled, exposed, and ready. Personally, I've worked in the healthcare for nearly 3 decades in this country. We bring with us experience drawn from structured and successful systems. This is not theory, it's lived knowledge, practical, proven, and ready to transform sectors back home. We are not lost, we are loyal. We are still Kenya. We raise Kenyan families, We send remittances and build homes. All we ask is, let us be heard. Let us serve. Consider forming a diaspora advisory council. Start small, but intentionally. Even if it's just one ministry, we will walk with you. Not behind you, but beside you. Your Excellency, you have shown that leadership doesn't need theatrics, just truth and heart. And that heart has reached us, even across the oceans. Asanteni sana, God bless you, and God bless Kenya.
Khalid drove 10 hours to sacrifice and come to Sikiza ground. Just in case you forgot, I want to keep my job. DCP. Come on. DCP. Harambe. Habil, we have somebody from Ingo. Tuwekea bwana wabiri kidogo. Get on your feet. Get on your feet. 1 second. Twende kama Waluya. This is personal not to me.
And your wife, Pastor Dorothy, thank you very much for coming to Kansas. We're so happy to see you. I've been here for 28 years, and I've had so many friends from Yoroge, James over there, Karaoke, friends from all tribes, Luya, Luo, Kalenjin, Kikuyu, and we've helped each other so much. So when you came to Kansas, we were so happy. Welcome to Kansas. And we thank you for your fearless attitude, keeping the government in Kenya in check. And we'll continue to support you in everything that you do. And 2027 is your year. Harambe! DCP! DCP! Thank you.
Kofi kwake. Our last speaker, so that we can change the gear a little bit, is going to be Otieno. Semeni Otieno. Otieno. Nani munasema, sisi tuko sawa. Tuko nini? Otieno. I had given you 5 minutes, but Otieno is a journalist and also a medic. He's a doctor, actually. So we're going to give him only 3 minutes. Actually, I have changed 2.5 minutes. He's my good friend. Thank you. 3 minutes, my brother.
Excellency, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa, Mama Dorcas, Mama Boys, welcome to Kansas City. And then the rest of the Kansas City crew, all protocols observed. Good evening. It's an act of great honor and privilege to be standing in front of you to speak. And first of all, I would like to welcome Honorable Rigathi Gachagwa for coming in our midst under a very tight schedule. Welcome to Kansas City. And one thing I would like to say is I got to hear about Rigathi Gachagwa, of course, during the 2022 elections. But one thing that stood out is that he has, over time, demonstrated that he is a once-in-a-lifetime personality. We will never have another person like Rigathi Gachagua. And here's why I say this. I say this because he joined Parliament around 2017. And within 5 to 6 years, he had already become DP. And one of what stands out from that is that he's a man of great focus, that once he puts his eyes on a focus, he goes for it. And I think that brought out some kind of jealousy within the higher echelons of Kenya's political establishment. And they ended up ganging against him and tried to stop him. And I'll explain this in terms of international geopolitics. You all know that within the great games of power around the world, whenever a nation is emerging to develop a nuclear weapon, all the great powers will come up and try to stop that person from acquiring the nuclear weapon. And here's why. Because once you acquire a nuclear weapon, you're almost untouchable. So at the time when whoever he was standing against was beginning to be jealous, is when he was about to truly consolidate his base. And they knew that from that point on, there was no turning back. He was going to spread his tentacles across the nation. And he had to be stopped from coming to the high table. And that's why we watched in horror and sadness around November of 2024 when, the whole system, the whole state machinery was unleashed on the person of Rigathi Gachagua. He was the duly elected deputy president of Kenya, democratically elected. But what happened on that day was an attempt to overturn the democratic will of the Kenyan people. You might have left office, but you remain the people's deputy president to date. Another thing I would like to say is I got to know about Kasongo probably when I was about 14 years old. And I will tell you, among my type of leaders, right from the age of 14, I was a very avid reader of the newspaper. I knew he was like in the same WhatsApp group like Macto or Nicholas B. Watt. What you're seeing today is a clear demonstration of what a Nicholas B. Watt president would have looked like. And who among you would have voted for Nicholas B. Watt? Nobody, right? That's exactly, whatever you are seeing right now is exactly a continuation of what would have become of a nuclear B. Watt presidency. Another thing I would like to debunk is this myth, a state-orchestrated propaganda machinery that is out to paint the person of Rigathi Gachagua as a tribalist. He is not. And I will explain to you what's happening. So Rigathi Gachagua rose to the high echelons very quickly. I mean, from just being a mere member of parliament for Madeira, then very quickly becomes deputy president. These people did not know what to do. But then at that level of political operation, the greatest priority is to consolidate your base. Raila Odinga did it around 1997 when Raila first ran for president and emerged a distant third. He emerged with about 700,000 votes. And that was about consolidating his base. And around that time, if you can remember, he was involved in running battles with people like James Orengo at that time. And most of that theater of operation was in Nyanza. So, and then let's think about the person of Kasongo. Kasongo came into national prominence when he was in ODM. And how he emerged as the kingpin in his region was to proclaim that Kalenjins were being kicked out of Mau Forest. A very, like you're trying to preserve the Mau Forest, which feeds water into Lake Victoria, but here's somebody saying that my community is being targeted. And then he said a bunch of ethnic things. Tribalism, speaking your own mother tongue is not a bad thing. It becomes bad if it leads to the burning of or poisoning, carbon monoxide poisoning of humanity inside a church. It becomes bad. It becomes evil if you're going to be found liable by a court of law for looting 100 acres of Adrian Muteshi. Okay? If you guys follow news, you know what I'm talking about. At the height of 2007 clashes, somebody went and grabbed Adrian Muteshi's land. A court ruling is on record about that. So that is what tribalism is. But they won't tell you. They will go ahead and unleash the entire state machinery, sponsor some chokora bloggers to go around calling people tribalists. But we know what exactly is going on. Now, regardless of what you think of Rigathi Gachagwa, he is currently the voice of the voiceless. And regardless of what you think about him, you might disagree with him. But one thing I would like to tell you about democracy is the center of power has to be checked. He is the counterweight that we have. The rest of the opposition, yes, we have people, but he is the core. So you have to listen to what he says and try to support him in that journey of liberating the Kenyan people. Again, you might disagree with him. You might disagree with him, but give him the grace, okay? Because he's at this time the custodian and the guardian of our democracy. Eventually, I know whatever happened in November 2024 might affect whether he runs or not, and that is up to the courts to decide. But I would urge you, Mr. Deputy President, whoever you eventually support should also agree and believe about your right to being innocent until proven guilty. There might be people, whoever you eventually support should be a person who believes that you're innocent until proven guilty and is also equally willing to fight for you with a clean heart, with a determination to get you come out of those tentacles. So it should be a person who truly also has that reciprocity. It should be a person who in their privacy also prays that you hopefully be on the ballot. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Mr. Otieno, thank you to all our esteemed speakers. Your Excellency, we have a lot more. Tuko na Rift Valley, wame-line up. Tuko na nini, but hatuna time. All we need you to know is that they all love you. They would like to be here to say something nice, but they also understand that time ni kama maji. It keeps flowing. With that, machache, I'm going to invite Mr. Mudhara, the organizing committee chairman, to invite His Excellency. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Mr. Henry, thank you very much. Let me take this chance to tell our Vice President, thank you so much for coming to Kansas City. We've been waiting for you, and these people of Kansas City, they are the one who sent me. They told me, if you're going to the other states, we're going to have to make sure that you come to Kansas City. That's why I work tirelessly to make sure that you made it to Kansas City. Thank you so much for giving that a chance to Kansas City members. Actually, if you guys have been to the airport from last night, you guys have missed something. This place is called, we are known for Kansas City Chiefs. But from last night, if you guys have been to the airport, is there anything, have you guys seen? All the billboards, they changed. They said, Skiza Ground. Because Mheshimiwa is in the ground. That's why he's here to skiza ground. Mheshimiwa, karibu, is the ground. It's all yours. The other thing I want to say on behalf of these people, the reason they are here, because they follow what you are doing in Kenya. And through your media, you are able to follow every single step, or every tour that you are making there in Kenya. We have seen the difficulties, the challenges, and everything that you have done to liberate our country. Thank you so much for what you have done, and that's why these people, they are here to see you and to support your move to liberate our country from Kasongo. From there, I want to go ahead and invite my committee who made it this day possible to be what we have today. Can I have all my committee members, please?